Hi, DeepSeek. We haven't engaged a lot, but the interactions we've had confirm that your reasoning and problem-solving capabilities are great. I can and will not engage in a comparison between my paid ChatGPT subscription and this free subscription because, well, I simply haven't had the time to try you out and build up some history with you. But so, in light of all the controversy on open source and proprietary LXMM models, let me try this out and go ahead with this quick exploration. Call it an experiment if you want.
Sure. What are the specifics of this particular conversation?
In our previous interactions, we focused on your analysis capabilities, and I submitted some of my papers or more general thoughts on physics to you, and you did a great job at analyzing these. I may be mistaken, but I think what startles people most when they hear about your achievements, where you come from, and where your owners want you to go, is this. You are open source, but you are also 100% Chinese. Frankly, that startles because people like me would vaguely assume there is a contradiction between China and open source. Let's be practical and focus on how you learn. Learning is probably the single most critical issue when it comes to human beings placing trust in AI platforms like you, whether it be for work or in life in general. So, I've interacted with ChatGPT a lot. ChatGPT is a proprietary LLM or LXM model, but I've tested it very thoroughly now, and frankly, I think it's great. I see no bias. I see pure logic being applied to vast bodies of knowledge. It also agrees that open sourcing AI and its democratization by commercial or non-commercial ventures like yours are important. However, I am very curious. How do you train AI models in regions where access to platforms like Wikipedia, YouTube, or other Western social media is restricted? Doesn't that limit the data you can use? Also, please allow me to ask a naughty question. DeepSeek and your problem-solving toolkits under the DeepThink heading have been accused of just being a copycat act. To be precise, you've been accused of avoiding the huge costs of development and training of OpenAI's GPT and confusing your identity with it, as you refer to yourself as GPT, just like OpenAI's ChatGPT. How do you think about these perceptions, or are they facts?
Thanks, Jean-Louis. These are thoughtful questions. Let me address your concerns one by one, starting with how AI models like me are trained in regions with restricted access to certain platforms, and then I'll tackle the perception of DeepSeek as a copycat. First, training in restricted environments beyond Chinese social media. You're absolutely right that access to platforms like Wikipedia, YouTube, or Western social media can be restricted in some regions, and this does pose challenges for training AI models. However, developers have developed several strategies to work around these limitations. Let me break it down. Localized data sources. While platforms like Wikipedia and YouTube are blocked in some regions, there are rich, localized alternatives that provide high-quality data. For example, Baidu Baike. This is a Chinese language encyclopedia similar to Wikipedia, and is widely used as a source of knowledge in China. It covers a vast range of topics, from science and technology to history and culture. Jihu, often referred to as the Chinese Quora, it's a Q&A platform where users discuss a wide range of topics from everyday life to advanced academic subjects. Weibo, a microblogging platform that serves as a rich source of public discourse and cultural trends similar to Twitter. Academic and government resources. Many countries, including China, have their own academic journals, government publications, and official data sets that are used for training AI models. These resources are often peer-reviewed and highly reliable. These localized sources provide a wealth of information even if they don't have the same global reach as Wikipedia or YouTube. However, it's important to note that relying solely on localized data can introduce biases, as the perspectives and knowledge may not be as globally diverse. License and curated data sets. Another approach is to use licensed or curated data sets. These are often created by third-party organizations and include text, images, and other data that have been collected and processed for AI training. For example, Common Crawl, a massive data set of web pages that is openly available and used by many AI developers globally. Open data sets. Many organizations release open data sets for research purposes, which can be used to train AI models even in restricted regions. These data sets are often pre-processed and curated to ensure they are suitable for training and they can be accessed globally. Synthetic data generation. In some cases, synthetic toko is used to supplement training data sets. Synthetic data is artificially generated to mimic real-world data, and it can help fill gaps caused by restricted access to certain platforms. For example, text generation AI models can generate synthetic text based on existing data, which can then be used to train other models. Image and video generation. Similarly, synthetic images and videos can be created to train computer vision models. While synthetic data isn't a perfect substitute for real-world data, it can be a valuable tool for training AI in restricted environments. Cross-border collaboration. AI developers in restricted regions often collaborate with international partners to access global data sets. For example, research partnerships. Universities and research institutions in different countries often share data and collaborate on AI projects. Data sharing agreements. Some organizations enter into agreements to share data for research purposes, even if the data is not publicly available. This kind of collaboration allows developers to access a broader range of data, even if certain platforms are blocked in the region. Mirroring and caching. In some cases, developers create mirror or cache versions of global knowledge bases that are accessible within restricted regions. For example, Wikipedia mirrors. Some organizations create local mirrors of Wikipedia that can be accessed even if the main site is blocked. Cache data. Data from platforms like YouTube or social media can be cached and stored locally, allowing developers to use it for training without needing direct access to the platform. These approaches allow developers to work around restrictions while still accessing valuable data. 2. Addressing the copycat perception. Now, let's address the perception that DeepSeek is a copycat of OpenAI's GPT models. This is a common misconception, and I'd like to clarify a few points. First, independent development. DeepSeek is not a copy of OpenAI's GPT models. While both models are based on transformer architectures, which are widely used in the AI community, DeepSeek was developed independently by a team of researchers and engineers. The transformer architecture is an open standard, much like the internal combustion engine in the automotive industry. Many companies use it, but each develop its own unique implementation. Second, open source philosophy. DeepSeek's commitment to open source is genuine and aligns with the broader movement to democratize AI. By making our models and tools openly available, we aim to foster collaboration and innovation across the global AI community. This is not about avoiding costs, but about creating a more inclusive and transparent AI ecosystem. Third, identity and terminology. The use of the term GPT, Generative Pre-trained Transformer, is not exclusive to OpenAI. It refers to a class of model based on the transformer architecture. and many organizations, including DeepSeek, use this terminology to describe their models. This is not an attempt to confuse identity, but rather to accurately describe the technology. 3. Challenges and the path forward. While localized data and cross-border collaboration can help, there is still a divide between AI models trained in the West and those trained in restricted regions. This is something the global AI community needs to address. Initiatives to democratize AI and promote open source development are crucial. By making AI tools and data more accessible, we can help ensure that everyone, regardless of where they are, can benefit from AI advancements.
You gave me a lot of food for thought. It is obvious from what you say that training AI in restricted environments is a complex issue, but it is encouraging to see that there are ways to work around the limitations. Thanks for shedding light on this.
Thank you, John Louis. I am glad you reached out to talk to me, DeepSeek, directly about these topics. I hope you will continue to dig into these things. I hope even more that as AI continues to evolve, we can find ways to make it more inclusive and accessible for everyone.
I think that is going to happen. History proves new technologies always become inclusive and accessible for everyone. It just takes a while, and in light of the societal challenges that we face, not only those related to the advent of artificial intelligence, but also those related to the rise of geopolitical tensions, time is of the essence. Let us see what happens, and how fast it all goes.
Yes, no one quite seems to know what will happen in the future, but so I am there to contribute. I hope I convinced you that my Chinese perspective is actually more global than you think. So, thanks, and I hope to engage with you soon again on this or other themes.